Family feels it would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. We are about to unfold one of the strangest tales ever told. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
If Manson did not physically participate in the murders and was not even there, then motive becomes extremely important. Because if he not only didn't commit the murder, but had no motive to have anyone else do it, how do you convict someone like that?
This stupid attorney convicted me for a Helter Skelter thing that he was thinking, but it took me 40 years to figure out what a cult was.
Helter Skelter, it's a social uprising between the blacks and the whites, the start of a race war, the apocalyptic end, if you will. Charlie and the family will hide underground. They will be the remaining ones left. Vincent Bugliosi, who wrote the book Helter Skelter.
And he told his family, we can ignite, we can start this war between blacks and whites by committing the murders and then framing the black man for these murders. And he said that'll cause the white community to turn against the black community. There'll be this all-out war, helter-skelter.
Bugliosi says Manson hoped the Black Panthers would be blamed for the Tate LaBianca murders, and the white establishment would retaliate. Manson believes he needs to start a race war.
Manson allegedly convinced his followers that he foresaw the race war prophesied by the Beatles and told them they needed to slaughter white, affluent victims to further inspire the Black Revolution. This is the theory that convicted Charles Manson and others and gained prosecutor Vincent Bugliosi fame and a best-selling book.
These murders did not happen because there was going to be an apocalyptic race war. That's not why this happened.
The prosecution claimed that Charles Manson and his followers planned to hide out in a secret cave located in Death Valley and wait out the war. When the dust had settled, they would emerge, and Charles Manson believed he would rebuild the world.
We didn't have any evidence that that specific night that Manson said, go out and start Helter Skelter. He just said, go with Tex and do what Tex tells you to do.
It's the same regurgitated Helter Skelter nonsense.
How did he transition from a chronic petty criminal to a psychotic villain capable of mind control? Until this point in his life, he'd never been charged with a violent crime, and no one had ever described him as a guru or spiritual leader. Helter Skelter is a myth, and the true story behind the murders is one that remains untold.
They say Manson wants to have a race war. He wants the black people are going to rise up and kill all the white people. For a supposed person that hates black people, why would he want to be now in charge?
If they're trying to fight black people, why aren't they writing kill white people or like something very obvious? seems like a lot of dots to connect.
This was going to make him rich and famous.
When it's all over, Bugliosi will turn the experience into a book. The uniquely shocking true crime tale, Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter made him famous.
The publisher's simple yet chilling introduction to this best-selling tour de force. The story you are about to read
will scare the hell out of you.
I think, as Mr. Bugliosi indicated, it is preposterous. Their theory, the bizarre motive, it was in order to cover up for some deficiency he has in his evidence in regard to Mr. Manson.
What does Helter Skelter mean?
To Charles Manson, Helter Skelter means the black man rising up against the white establishment and murdering the entire white race. That is, with the exception of Charlie and his family, who intended to escape to the desert.
And why did the murders take place?
To ignite Helter Skelter.
None of that was real, okay? We're trying to step out of society is what we're trying to do. We didn't have stabbing practice on Saturday and hang Charlie from a cross and poke him with sticks on Sunday. I mean, none of those things are real. We didn't call ourselves the Manson family. That was this press.
I am standing for what we all believed, and you don't know because it's all been covered up by a district attorney who wanted to make money and make movies and write books, and everything that the public knows is basically a spin-off of the books and the lies that have been used to cover the reality of what you call the Manson family.
To convict the others and have him walk out of court would have been an unsuccessful prosecution.
Vincent Bugliosi published Helter Skelter, beginning decades of movies, books, and TV shows showcasing Charles Manson as the incarnation of evil.
Next to Vincent Bugliosi's little horror story. That is so far away from the truth.
Everybody likes that evil character they created, you know that guy with the eyes. You gotta realize, man, all the guys you've been creating are not really real in real life, man.
He maintains that Helter Skelter was invented by the prosecution.
In other words, what you're making me into in your reports so that you can write your books and do your Rambo trips and make your movies for public entertainment is not really what happened.
Let's go on and admit the truth. There is no evidence against me. None.
Give me my rights in a courtroom. Just give me my rights. All I want is the same rights that my fathers died for. The same rights that says United States of America. I see Reagan getting up in the United Nations telling the world how human rights are so important and how we should give all the humans rights. And then he turned around and asked him on the darker side, what about Charlie? And say, oh, well, he don't deserve no rights. Well, if I don't deserve no rights, then who does deserve rights? I didn't break no law.
Manson is innocent of all charges.
Now you want me to suffer, so you put more pressure on me and beat me up some more and then say, now do you feel guilty? Then you're going to make me suffer till I say, okay, now I feel guilty. And then you feel secure now that I feel guilty?
Even if it's Charlie Manson, the law has to work for everybody.
I will never, to get a parole, say that what Bugliosi said was true. Never. I'd rather die in prison than get out on a lie.
Do you want to get out on parole?
Parole for what? Parole to where? I want my rights. My rights, you give me a parole every other day, it doesn't give me my rights. If I don't have any rights, he doesn't have any rights. He doesn't have any rights, and you don't have any rights.
Helter Skelter is a myth.
Isn't it funny that while you would get Amnesty International to take millions of dollars from the United States to help prisoners out of jail in other countries, when you got political prisoners right here in the United States that you're overlooking, that you won't accept, you got people all over this country that are in here for political reasons. But you want to make us criminals and crime and say we're all crooks.
I think if he had had a competent lawyer, he would have either walked at the trial or walked on appeal, because there just wasn't sufficient testimony to convict him of anything.
we kill people, we're doing them a favor, you know, we're taking them away from this horrible life here. But let me tell you, he fought very hard for his own life. Perhaps psychologically it's easier to stab a symbol than it is to stab a human being.